Okay, back with some more five dice hockey here and another quarterfinal matchup. This featuring the Phoenix Coyotes up against the Boston Bruins. The Coyotes finished fourth overall in the 2009-2010 NHL season. The Bruins finished 14th overall. Boston actually upset Chicago in the opening round, meaning that in these alt playoffs, I will have a different Stanley Cup champion than what was historically that being Chicago. So one team already has advanced to the semifinal, and the winner of this series, this matchup here, will be the second team to get to the semifinals. As you can see there, Boston, hopefully you can see it anyway, if everything's visible enough. Let me adjust the focus there a little bit. So Boston is up 3-2 in the series, and the reason, just in case this is the first time that you've seen something like this and you're wondering how come there's a Western Conference and Eastern Conference team matched up in round two of the playoffs, alt Stanley Cup playoffs, is it's in the sense that I'm not doing it by conference. I did the first overall team, that being Washington, against the 16th overall team, which was Calgary that season. Interestingly, as well, to me at least, the Philadelphia Flyers, who made the Stanley Cup final in 2010, they also technically did not qualify for the playoffs if you were doing a straight 1 through 16. But of course, the Eastern Conference teams that season, whether it was because it was a weaker conference, or it could conversely be that it was just a more competitive conference, and so points were harder to come by, and therefore teams like Philadelphia and Montreal didn't actually finish in the top 16. Anyway, with that said, let's get this underway. And I was going to do something cheesy and unrelated, like this has been brought to you by Sola Coffee. Coffee in Korean is kopi, which not to be confused with kopi, which is nosebleed. They sound a little similar, coffee and nosebleed. Be careful, that could be. I'm pretty sure at a cafe they would know what you're talking about, even if you pronounced it incorrectly. I would hope, at least. All right, so getting away from anything vampiric, let's get into this one here. So I might do a little pleaching as well to give me something to talk about as I'm going. And speaking of something to talk about, right here in the opening minute, and this has been, I must say as well, this has been a competitive series thus far. Phoenix was up 2-0 in the series. They won twice in Phoenix, and then it went to Boston, where the Bruins won twice. And then Game 5 is the first time that a team won on the road. Boston did, taking a 3-2 lead in the process. Phoenix, they're on the road here in Game 6, where they must win in order to force a Game 7, which would go back to Phoenix and give them a bit more scoring potential. But here in the opening minute here, because 1 minute comes off, we have a 153 being beneath 164, and the 5 going the 4-5-6 home teams way means that Boston has scored here good and early, where there have been some pretty, for a close series, there have been some pretty lopsided games actually in this one, a couple, at least one for each team. Anyway, 1-0 Boston. We're going to take 2 more minutes off the clock here now. So Brizgalov, he's been shaky recently. I'm not even sure who would have been backing him up that season. 2-1-5, so Boston, a bit of a, I guess you could almost call that a narrow miss. Anyway, let me try to get going with this a little more quickly here. This is, after all a fast-playing game. So another minute there and nothing happening. And we get another minute here up to minute 5. And with the green 4, I'm just going to keep going here. I'm sorry if you can't see all of those. Let me slide that over actually a little, like so. Okay, and this is Five Dice Hockey, if I didn't say it already. Oops, it's created by Martin K. And Phoenix is on the road here in Game 6. So I take 2 more off the clock here. Now we're up to minute 7. We get our first turnover in this game, the 661. And it's going to be a Phoenix chance, and I do not advance time for it. So straight chance for Phoenix. They're unsuccessful. They don't score on it. We're going to take 4 more minutes off the clock now, up to minute 11. And now we get up to minute 13 here. Okay, let's see. We're going to stay in the same minute, 2:23, so not quite a goal for either team. We will have one here, though, so we go up to 16. And already I see the 4, so I know that's going to be a Boston goal, and it's a Boston goal because that's a 1-1. So 2-0 Bruins here, with the Phoenix Coyotes facing elimination in Game 6 at the TD Garden. Anyway, 2 more off the clock now, so we have 2 to go here in the opening frame. 2-0 Boston, and actually time will roll over into the second period. We're 2 minutes into the second period, and it looks like Phoenix is going to kick things off here in the second period by getting back into the game here themselves. Maybe it's Matthew Lombardi and Wojtek Wolski, or younger, I guess, Shane Doan. Anyway, so away we go with it here. 2-1 hockey game. Another minute here off the clock. And nothing happening there. Okay, nothing to see there. Another minute again. And 2:51. So getting close, but not quite. We stay in the same minute. We have a turnover here with a 6:44, and it will go Phoenix's way because the 6 corresponds to Boston. So the puck's been turned over by Phoenix. And for this one here, because this is a white 4, I do advance time. But it will be a Phoenix chance. And Phoenix looks like they've tied the game here. 2 come off the clock. And that 1:53, that will suffice here. That's just below 1:62. So we have a 2-all game now. It was all Boston in period 1, I guess, and all Phoenix so far in the second. 2 more off the clock. And we're going to take another 2 off the clock here up to 10, 2:51. Because, again, these are read in the order green, black, white, and that's specified in the instructions as well. 2 more coming off the clock here, and nothing happening in that couple of minutes. We're going to stay in the same minute, though, and look at this. Phoenix, they've come from behind. They've scored 3 unanswered goals here, and they've taken a 3-2 lead. They know it's at stake. They can't afford to lose. Anyway, 2 more off the clock now with the green 5. Just going to keep rolling along here. 3 more off the clock, so we're up to minute 17. And again, another green 5. Tells me to keep on going up to minute 19 now. And I'm tempted to actually have a sip of this coffee before it gets cold. I normally drink ice, but it was 11 below out today when I went out for a walk and listened to the first half of Dave Gardner's Big Bet Hockey First Look video. Anyway, so 2:43, not quite a goal, and 4 more coming off the clock now. So we're 3 minutes into the third period where we get a 2:43. Another 3 minutes. So we're up to minute 6 now, and that green 3 tells me that Phoenix is holding on to their lead thus far up to minute 7. Could we have a game 7? Up to minute 11 here, we will have a turnover, 6:65. We narrowly miss out on a rare play there by 1. And it's going to go back Phoenix's way. And here with a 5, it means we advance time. So nothing else. Phoenix could be buying themselves some time, which they do. 3 more minutes. Boston has 6 minutes to try to at least tie it here and force sudden death overtime. 4 coming off the clock now. So 2 minutes to go here in game 6. And it looks like Phoenix will hold on. So again, Boston got that 2-0 lead. Phoenix worked their way back goal by goal there in the second period. I think pretty sure all 3 were scored in the second period. Terrible short-term memory. Going to have another sip of this. Cheers. Happy holidays. And how do I go about changing this now? It's actually not that common that I think there was only 1 game 7 in the first round, I think. I should know that and remember that too. But series is tied here at 3. So this, so 3-all here. And yeah, I'm just going to put Boston on the road, put Phoenix at home. We have a game 7 here in the second of our quarterfinal matchups. The other 2 quarterfinal matchups, Vancouver and Los Angeles and Detroit and New Jersey. New Jersey was 6th or 7th. No, it's New Jersey. I got to double check on that one. It's New Jersey, Detroit, I think. Anyway, I will go and look at that one. I know the other one is Vancouver, Los Angeles. I'm trying to remember between New Jersey and Detroit who finished. New Jersey was at home. Now I'm wondering if in that preview video I talked about it is if Detroit was at home. But anyway, game 7. So game 7, the circumstances are a little different. Boston now needs 160. Actually, Boston, it's the same. It's a little bit different for Phoenix. So 7th and final game. We're not going to take any time off. And here, actually, in the opening minute, I've gone back and forth about what to do about this, but I think, you've witnessed it here. So I'm just going to award Phoenix a goal. There you have it. Maybe Radim Verbata there in the opening minute of the hockey game. So 1-0 Phoenix. Kind of picking up where they left off with that 3 unanswered goals touching game 6. So 4 to come off the clock here, I guess, to really get things underway. And that's a little tilted, not much. I mean, that's definitely totally going to land on a 5, but just going to re-roll. Where we're going to take another 4 off the clock now. So we're up to 8, and we get a turnover this time. It will be Boston's, and there will be no time. So no time comes off because it's a white 2. Boston doesn't score. So another minute here and another. Let's see, 664 this time. And again, Boston. Okay, and this one you do elapse time and you can have another turnover, so we're getting a lot of them. This one here, however, what I'm going to do, and Martin, if you hear this, correct me if I'm wrong, because Boston just had a chance, I'm going to turn it back over Phoenix's way after having elapsed time there. So I'm going to say here, yeah, with the 654, it's Phoenix. And I will move some more time. Actually, no, I'm not going to, but the 433, they don't score anyway, so... another 3 coming off the clock here now, 16, and surprise, surprise, it's another turnover there, 642. That would indicate Boston, meaning it's been turned over to Phoenix. So another here, roll for no time, and 343, so nothing on it. We stay in the same minute, though, but nothing happening there. We're going to stay in the same minute, and, sorry, 663, so Boston... Evidently a lot of whistles and play stoppages here within this minute, but nothing. So 3 here up to 19 now. And 213. No, that's going to be, I mean, it's narrowly missing the range of both teams. So final minute of play here in the first period. We're again at 233. Gets us close, but not quite at best. 2 minutes into the second period now. So... quiet so far, 1-0 game here for Phoenix, but that's about to change because with the 122 and the 6, it means that Phoenix, the Coyotes, have taken a 2-0 lead here 4 minutes into the second period. Where we're going to take another 3 off the clock now, and look at this. Phoenix has really showed up to play here in Game 7. So 3-0 Phoenix. They've now scored, going back to last game, 6 goals unanswered. Brizgalov just decided he was done with surrendering goals, a la Holtby in 2018 against Tampa. I'll take it from here, guys. And that was even before the save, which I think Holtby's made better saves. But anyway, so 8 minutes now. Nope. Let's see here. 10. Oh, okay. That's a little tilted, so sorry. I'm going to rewind there. And, oh, dear. That was me. Dropping a die and trying to make the pad save with it, I guess. Trying to catch it, not let it go through the 5-hole, and my knee nudged the tripod. Anyway, so 9 minutes now instead, where the 253 won't get us anything. Still in the second period, though, and at this rate, we're going to stay here for a while. 652, the turnover will go Boston's way. So at least there's that if you're rooting for the Bruins. Another thing is that Boston does tend to overachieve on my desktop, although one might argue that by eliminating Chicago, they've done their part already, but we'll see. Anyway, nothing here. A few minutes later, so 2 more coming off the clock now, and same thing. Green 3 tells us nada, so 2 more here, 16, and same thing. Phoenix just kind of quietly keeping Boston to the periphery here, not letting them get back into it. But now that I've said that, Phoenix themselves, they've taken it upon themselves, and we have a 4-0 game here. This is entering anticlimactic territory here in Game 7. I mean, it got to Game 7. But again, as I said earlier, some of the games were pretty one-sided. Anyway, 3 more off the clock here now, and the 266 means keep on rolling. And we're going to stay in the same minute, though, but at 244. So are we ever getting out of the second period, this Gilligan's Island here of a period? 222. 4 more, so we're 3 minutes into the third period now, and I see a green 1, which tells me basically automatically a goal. The 133, and lo and behold, I'm sure that Tuukka Rask by this point is gone with a long before it. I don't know if it would have been Tim Thomas in net at that time. I think so. I think he was in their system at least by then, but possibly playing for Providence. I'd have to go back and have another look. It's up to minute 5 here, and nothing. 5-0 Phoenix. 4 more coming off the clock now. I mean, might as well play it out, right? So, nothing here. Okay, 2:45. Another minute here, so 10 to go in this hockey game, and 5-0 Phoenix. So 12 here. Okay, look at this, though. 156, and so again, we have a Phoenix goal. It is 6-0 here for the Phoenix Coyotes. And not a whole lot to be said, really, about a 6-0 hockey game. Mark Recchi evidently frustrated. Veteran Mark Recchi had a good playoff with Boston that season. Anyway, I don't advance time here, so chance to sip and talk. That is good coffee. Anyway, 3 more off the clock here now, so 5 to go here in the third period, and nothing. I've also been fasting. I had too much to eat on Christmas Eve, so I didn't have anything to eat on Christmas Day. Today, technically Boxing Day over here now, December 26th, I guess, if you're American. And it's yeah, I just got up and it went, well, I'm not particularly hungry, so why not keep going with it? I think humans can survive for weeks at a time without food. It's the water thing, of which there is water in coffee. So did I advance time? If not, I'm buying Boston some more. 6 goals in what, 5 minutes? Sure. Anyway, we are going to have a goal here. Now that I've said that, look at this. One, did I call that or did I call that one? So Brizgalov not going to get the shutout. We will credit the aforementioned Mark Recchi with the goal. Oh, wait a minute though. I can't overlook that. So it cost them 3 minutes just trying to get the goal. And honestly, if I screwed up there a couple of rolls ago, come on. This is a I mean, yeah, again, this is a done with a deal after it. This game and series are over. So maybe I'll do a little Kachina Green here. Phoenix, just graffiti up this little whiteboard here, or dry erase board, I guess, in the West, or in English-speaking countries, I think. Let's see here. Phoenix wins series. And then we'll put a 4 there just to make it all official in case it wasn't beforehand. In case that 6-1 verdict wasn't convincing enough. So the Coyotes will advance to the semifinal. Now, who they will play, I can guarantee that it will not be Washington because the remaining teams in the semifinal are the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 9th seeds overall, respectively. Again, going from 1 to 16. You have 5th place Vancouver, 9th place Los Angeles, and then the 6 and 7 New Jersey Detroit matchup. So anyway, anytime, any consideration that you give to anything like this, hopefully everybody is staying safe and staying healthy, and hopefully you're happy and also keeping warm over the holiday season. And technically, if I'm not mistaken, I think tomorrow, actually, it's a 1-year anniversary of and for this channel. And on one hand, it feels like a year has gone by really quickly, when I think about that. But then on the other hand, I think about the number of projects that I've completed or at least started and made progress on. I call them projects. I think more people, more often than not, would call them replays. I guess I'm just weird, but I think especially if it's like a what if, I think of it more like a project than a replay, and I do like some what if stuff. But that really kind of puts it into perspective for me, I guess, that I did, if one would consider this doing something that, or, even perhaps even accomplishing something. I have done some of those things within the past 365, which, especially with this pandemic, it's been nice. It's been nicer than ever, really, to have a pastime like this. And so, again, I'm grateful for all of the time, all the consideration that you give to anything like this, me playing a simple hockey game. And if I overheard Dave correctly, I think Al, something about he might have gotten a hockey game on Steam. And so I'll have to go and check that out. And this game, again, it's 5 dice hockey. I mean, I do this. This isn't for me so much as it is for the game. The game is 5 dice hockey. It is free. I will link in the description to this video where you can get this game. And also, though I've not done this part yet, where you can create your own seasons and teams for the game as well. I got the 2009-2010 season because that was the first one that came sort of default with it. And as a Habs fan, it was a fun year for being a Habs fan. They called up PK, the whole Halak is God, upsetting Washington and Pittsburgh in 7 games each respectively. And it was just fun. Even like Philadelphia and Chicago. Philadelphia kept coming back in games, and so damn it, Chicago had to win in overtime. Because if it wasn't sudden death, Philadelphia would have found a way to come back in that game and series. So they finally snuffed out the down 3-0 in the playoffs to Boston, Philadelphia. Anyway, I'm just waxing on an interesting playoff year that was. One that, again, in these all playoffs, Montreal didn't even make it, so I didn't really have a dog in this fight. It's just been fun to re-roll and replay. So I think, not unlike Wayne's World 1, this is about my 3rd attempt at a goodbye now and saying so long for now. So yeah, once again, cheers, thanks. Brought to you by Sola Copy. They don't even know it. And bye for now.